guys, it's Teresa. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be doing a book haul, and I actually kind of need to hurry up because I have a workout class in like an hour. And yes, I did my makeup for this video even though I'm going to the gym later. They're gonna think I'm one of these people that just goes with a full face of makeup to work out, which I'm not. But anyway, I need to finish this video because it needs to go up today, and I've already been procrastinating on it forever, clearly, so let's just jump into it. The first book is one I'm currently reading, and that is, I'm holding it upside down, that is Detective Conan, the case of his disappearance or something, the worst 2 days in history. This is the manga version of a Conan movie, and it's in color, which I really love because other mangas are always black and white, so this is really special. Also, it's special to me because my friend Tsuyoshi sent this to me from Japan because he knows how much I love Detective Conan, and I told him that I couldn't get any Japanese Conans in Austria, so he was kind enough to send this to me. I love it. I'm already halfway through. I'm currently reading it for March Mystery Madness, and I'm just really enjoying it. It's really cool. I have a few more books to show you that I've already read. I don't have in physical form, which literally defeats the purpose of a haul, but it's The Dry by Jane Harper. I read it when I was back at my parents' house, and then I left it there and because I didn't want to bring it. So this is a mystery novel. Again, one I've read for March Mystery Madness already. It's set in Australia and follows a policeman that goes home for the funeral of one of his friends and then gets dragged into the investigation of the case of his death because he actually is alleged to have killed his own wife and son and then taken his own life. So I quite enjoyed it, but we'll talk about that more in my wrap-up anyway. Next is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. This is obviously a mystery classic, and it also has been turned into a movie recently, which I have yet to watch, but the trailer looks awesome, especially when they're going down the hallway of the train, and the names of everyone, or the titles of everyone pop up on screen. It gave me Sherlock vibes, which I really appreciated. So yeah, this is this. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm clearly confused. And the last book I've already read is The Bells by Daniel Clayton. I will be filming a full review on this very soon. In the meantime, if you're curious as to my thoughts, you can go check out my Goodreads review. I also cannot actually articulate my words, so that's ideal. Not. This book is fantasy, and it's set in a world where there's no color, people are all born gray and ugly basically. And then also there are the Bells, which are the few women, all women by the way, which I think is weird, but they're all women and they're the only people that are beautiful, and they're basically magical plastic surgeons, and they can transform other people, and they're paid a lot of money to do that. And it follows one Belle as she goes through life, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything, but I will talk about it more in my review, which should be going up next Tuesday. Cross all of our fingers together. Alright, yo. I will say, by the way, that if you follow me on Instagram and watch my Instagram stories, you will have seen a lot of these books before, because I do sometimes do little mini hauls on there. I just I don't know, because I want to open my boxes immediately when I get them, and that's the way where I can do an unboxing and not have to wait, so I really like that. But you've probably seen this book before. This is The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss, book 2 in the Name of the Wind series trilogy, which, where's the third book? Patrick, where is it? I really loved the first book when I read it in January. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was probably one of my favorite books of 2018 already, as cautious as I am with saying that. But I really loved it, so I can't wait to jump into the sequel. But it's gonna take me a bit to get through. I mean, I read The Name of the Wind fairly quickly, so I hope this is also as much of a page turner as the first one was. At least to me. I know a lot of people think that these books are really slow going, but I love them. I want this much detail. That's why I read high epic fantasy, is because I want all this world building and all this character development and all that stuff. So next I have a book I got secondhand, and that is The Black and the Berry by Wallace Thurman. I honestly don't quite know actually what this book is about. It says in the back, this is one of the most widely read and controversial works of the Harlem Renaissance. It was the first novel to openly explore prejudice within the Black community, and I've heard great things about it, so I'm excited to read it. It's really short, so I hope to get around to this soon. Next I have The Boy on the Bridge by Mark Carey. This is the somewhat sequel, I guess, to The Girl with All the Gifts, which I read and really enjoyed last year, and I've been meaning to get this book for a while. I honestly thought it was red because all the pictures I've seen of it were red, but this is straight up orange, so I don't know. I don't think it's an actual sequel. It might actually be a prequel. I really don't know. It's definitely following a different character, a boy this time, so we'll see. But I really enjoyed the first one, and I hope to get more like information on the zombie situation in book 2, so yeah. Excited to read this one. Then we have a 2018 new release that I've kind of missed like the initial release of because I bought the paperback and it came out a little bit later, I think. But I've heard like really great things about it, and that is Red Clocks by Lenny Zumas. As far as I know, this is sort of dystopian, and I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but it's something to do with like abortions. They're like illegal in America or something. In vitro fertilization is banned, and like every embryo has basically like all the human rights that humans that like people have. I don't know, I'm excited to read it. I hope I enjoy it. I like the cover of this. Does anyone know what the like counter word to phallic is? Because that's what this book is. And I like the cover. I think it's cool. So I'm excited to read it. Then I have The Paying Guests by Sarah Waters. This was apparently shortlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction in 2015. I don't know too much about it. I just know it's set in the 1920s, and it follows like a widow and her daughter Frances that have to take on lodgers because they don't have like enough money anymore. So, and then like there's like a romance that develops, I think, between Frances and one of the women that moves in. I'm not really sure exactly. I've heard like kind of mixed things about this, and I've never read a Sarah Waters novel before, so I don't know if I'm gonna love this one. Like, I don't know if this is the best place to start. There's definitely like more highly beloved books by her, but I don't care. I got this one for whatever reason. And I'm hoping to read it soon so that I can have my own opinion on it. And now we're getting into some unboxing, and by unboxing I mean taking books out of a box, because I've already obviously looked into these. I know that's not the point of unboxings, but I like to sometimes I just like want to put them back and then take them out with you together, okay? I just want to do that. So in this one I have 2 books. The first is a wonderful size paperback. Oh, I have hair on me. Force of Nature by Jane Harper. This is the sequel to The Dry. It's not a like direct sequel because like with many mystery books, you know, like every book follows the same policeman or whatever, but it's a different case. So that's what happens here, I think. I found The Dry was okay. It wasn't like my new favorite thing, but I somehow really was intrigued by the plot description of this one. Oh, it says the tagline of this is like 5 women reluctantly pick up their backpacks and start walking along the muddy track. Only 4 come out the other side. And I think it's a case of like they all tell different stories, so it's like who is lying, which I really like in mystery books. It's like one of my favorite tropes. So I hope I enjoy it, and I just love the size of this. The Dry is like much smaller, so that's a little annoying that they don't match, but this is just amazing, and it's just super gorgeous. Just look at that landscape. It really makes me want to go to Australia someday. And the second and last book in here, which this is huge for like 2 books, I'm just saying, whatever, is Bluebird, Bluebird by Attica Locke, which is quite possibly one of my favorite book covers in terms of aesthetics I have ever seen. It's super simple because it's literally just like on the side, but it's a road, you have the title, you have to name. I just love it, and also it's enormous. It's really cool. I have never heard of this before. I randomly saw it recommended to me on my Amazon recommends, and I was like, cover buy! It's also a mystery. I think it's somewhere set in like Texas, and more than that, I don't know. And oh, I just saw it says, when is it safe for black men to follow the rules? I don't know what that means, but I'm excited to read this. I'm really excited to read it because I really hope that the book is as awesome as this cover. And then we have a second box that is a little bit more economically packed, by which I mean like all of the space, and I mean all of it is used. Let me show you. That's what this looks like. There's no space, but that's fine as long as the books don't get hurt, right? The first, I'm so in love with this cover and this edition because it's a floppy paperback, and also I've heard really great things about the book. This is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I know very little about this book, but it's set in 18th century Cairo, I just read, which is cool. And I think it's about Genie, am I saying it wrong again? Are we here at this place already again? It's a floppy paperback and I love it. It's so cool. I've heard really great things about it and I'm excited to check it out. Then we have one of my potential picks for Mystery Madness that I've already mentioned but hadn't hauled yet because I just ordered it and hadn't, whatever, let's move on. This is The Girl in 6E by A.R. Tor, which is supposedly an erotic thriller, and I think it follows this cam girl that like feels the urge to kill people, so she locks herself in the room. I don't know where that's gonna go. It sounds really odd, but this is like a trilogy, I think, and I've heard really great things about it. Lots of people that I follow on BookTube like have read it and enjoyed it, so I wanted to give it a try. And I was gonna read this for my opposites. I was gonna just read the ending, like, ooh, all spoilers. I was gonna read this for my opposites challenge in March Mystery Madness. Go check out my TBR if you haven't seen it, by the way. Then we have a random book that I bought because Books with Emily Fox, who is like my main source almost for book recommendations because we have such similar tastes. I just like, she read these books and I wanted to also read them. This is The Last Policeman by Ben H. Winters, which is the first in a series, and this is like a pre-apocalyptic novel where people know that like an asteroid is gonna crash into Earth in like a month, a year, I don't know. And there's lots of suicides because of that, but then there's one suicide that this policeman thinks isn't one. It's actually murder. So I think the premise is really cool. I'm just questioning the point of it because if you know that Earth is literally gonna be annihilated anytime now, do you really need to be solving crimes? Like, whatever. Does it matter? I don't know, but I think the premise is very unique and I'm interested to read this and very excited about it. 3 more books to go. Yes, my bank account is literally crying, sobbing in pain right now, but whatever. Ooh, this is one of my most excited ones. The one that I'm the most excited about, right? The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which, can we just appreciate this edition of this book? It is perfection. It has like a really papery, like sturdy feel to it. It has French flaps and it's the perfect size and the spine is gorgeous. And I saw on the back that there's like more books in this edition. It's really hard to see, to like read them. But I think it's Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell is one I recognize. The Kite Runner and the rest I either can't read or don't recognize, but like I need to check out like what is this publisher? Apparently the edition is Bloomsbury Modern Classics. I need to find more of these because it's just so gorgeous. And this book is, I think, like some sort of a Greek mythology retelling where like Achilles and Patroclus, is that his name, like fall in love. I think this is also quite a polarizing book as far as I've heard so far, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm excited to read it, particularly because I just love this edition. I really hope that the sequel, Circe, is also going to be published in this because you bet your ass I want it to match now. I mean, if I like this and if I buy the sequel, but still. And there we have The Slow Regard for Silent Things by Patrick Rothfuss. This is the 2.5 novella in the Name of the Wind series. It follows this one girl, what's her name again? Ori, that like lives underneath the university, which if you've read The Name of the Wind, you know who she is. I'm excited to read from her perspective. This is super short, compared to obviously book 1 and 2 in the trilogy. And what's really cool is that there's illustrations in it, which I didn't know before I got it. But I think that's amazing, and yeah, I'm excited. And lastly, we have another monster of a book. Whew. Oh no, the pages are... Do you know when, like, in the book, like, the pages, like, at the end are just, like, awkwardly broken? It's really annoying. Not broken, but, like, bent. I need to go, like, super soon. Okay, this is The Red Knight by Miles Cameron. This is a series that Sam's Nonsense has been talking about for a while, and I've been meaning to pick up this book anyway, but recently I think she's been reading some books in the series, so it kind of got back onto my radar, so I wanted to check it out, and it's really long. I didn't even know that before, like, I bought it, but it's almost 800 pages, which... I mean, I love fantasies, and I don't actually mind when they're really long because it gives you so much to love when they're good, but it's still a little bit daunting to get into, but yeah. Hopefully I'll do that too as well very soon. Okay, so yeah, that is it for my pre-workout March book haul. I bought too many things, I know, and actually there is like some more books supposed to be delivered today, but I had to film this video, so they'll have to be in the next haul. I really need to stop buying books also because my TBR shelf has taken on enormous proportions, and I am reading a lot, but it doesn't help because I buy more than I read, so it's a problem. Anyway, you guys, I have to go work my butt off now. I don't know if that's a phrase, probably not. By the way, check out my really cool shirt I got, not taking it off. There we go. A little lipstick, and then a kissing mouth always helps, yay. Which I don't know how actually like applicable that is to working out, because I don't think it helps to wear like lipstick. It's probably gonna make it worse. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for watching. That's it for this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I upload videos every Tuesday and Friday, and I will see you soon. Have a lovely week. Bye!